This is 5 Minute Feng Shui Podcast episode 161, the Year of the Tiger 2022 Outlook.
Welcome to the 5 Minute Feng Shui Podcast, where each week I talk about how to move energy and make money. You'll learn how to create a prosperous home and an abundant life using classical Chinese Feng Shui. I'm your host, Katie Weber, publisher of the Red Lotus Letter, Feng Shui Easing for Wealth. Each week, I'll cover Feng Shui topics that can help you improve your life, share inspiring stories, and always end with 3 easy-to-implement Feng Shui tips that you can put to work right away, and usually in about 5 minutes. Now let's get started on the 5 minutes that could change your life.
Hello and Happy New Year, my Feng Shui friend. Gosh, it's been a couple of weeks since we've spoken, and I am so happy to be back here at my microphone talking with you about 2022 and the year that's coming up. We've got a big sweeping change, and we are going to see a lot of new energy coming into the year, even though we're starting off with a lot of the old stuff. That's all the pandemic kind of thing. And I know it's not much fun to deal with all this restriction and feeling like you've got to really watch everywhere you go and everything you do, but that's just what we're dealing with today. But we're going to get through that. And once February comes and it gets underway, we're going to see really the spring is going to open up and blossom. And we're going to have a really nice new fresh energy. I think we're going to see the year that we come to terms with this pandemic, and it's going to see some big changes in terms of being able to live with it. Basically, I think that, there's a lot of talk in science about how we're not dealing with so much the pandemic as we are an endemic, much like the flu, something that we just have to deal with and look out for and keep up our vitamin regimen and good health practices and all that kind of stuff. So I do think that that's going to be coming, and we will really be fully and firmly into it once this year is passed. This year is going to be the tipping point, though, and I'm happy to report that. I'm excited to report that because we need a bright horizon right now, don't we? As we see all the airlines shutting down, because it's been hard to plan, hasn't it? It's been hard to think about what you can do. Will it be possible? Is that something, like a trip? Is that something that I can think about doing? These are all the things that I'm weighing out. Normally at the first of the year, I love to plan out my year. We start talking about where we can go, what we can do, what our goals are, what we want to work on in our home, in our lives, our finances, everything. And pretty much January comes around and we are making a plan, Tim and I. We are getting ourselves set for the entire year. And I think it's such an amazing thing to do every year, to reassess and to think about where you're going, what you're doing, what you want to see happen, because I think that just even saying it out loud, even without writing it down, makes a big difference. Of course, today I just ordered my action guide, the full color print and all that. I ordered that online today and got that all bound and whatnot. So I will have a good, fresh, clean copy to start the year with. I hope if you have listened to the podcast, you've heard me talk about the Success Pack, which is my annual feng shui forecast that gives you the whole lineup of what to expect in the year ahead. And I hope that if you've heard anything about it, you've gone to check it out on my website, which is redlotusletter.com/water tiger, to check out exactly what to see or what to expect for the year of the tiger. And my forecast lays it all out. Every zodiac sign is covered, every house facing direction, every bedroom direction. So you will know exactly what you need to do. And there's lots of juicy detail in there, even things like which stocks to buy this year, where to look for your stocks this year. There's a lot of discussion around really giant companies. Apple has just crossed the $3 trillion mark. They are larger as one single company than some of the top major companies in the United States combined. So when you think of it like that, it's just like just unfathomable. It's been one of those investments that's been amazing, and we got in very, very early with it. I got the first iPhone and thought, wow, this is going to be great, and we started buying the stock. And here's what I can say is this year about the Success Pack, there's information on, is Apple a good buy, or where should you go? What companies should you be looking at? And because I think if we work with the energy of the year, and I do that, I plan and use my timing that I have in the Success Pack about how to buy, when to plan, when to go, all of that good stuff. And it really helps me plan out my year. So there we go. If you want to learn more about it, again, lotusletter.com/water tiger. Check it out. All right, now we're going to talk all about the year of the tiger today because, well, it's the year of the tiger in just under a month, in just under 30 days. We are going to be painting the world orange with beautiful black stripes. Tigers are beautiful, are they not? Hopefully this will put some attention to them in their numbers and in the wild and help people realize how very, very precious they are, because we do need to preserve the tigers in the wild and in zoos, because we need to keep up their genetic, all that great genetic material so that the species can be kept alive and that we can keep them. It's so important that we are able to do that and have a good representation of the genetic pool. But let's move on. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about the year. Let's talk about what you can expect when this beautiful beast comes striding in on February 1st. That's just, what is it? It's 27 days away on February 1st on a Tuesday. It doesn't seem like a great day for a tiger, Tuesday, but I guess so. Tiger Tuesday. That's what we'll call it. Tiger Tuesday, February 1st. You're the tiger. So when it comes in, it's going to be a sweeping change. It is bringing with it big yang energy that comes in like a tiger. And you're going to sit up and take notice. You're going to feel a dramatic shift. And you're going to maybe even start feeling it now. It's very possible, very likely that you will. And you can start to see some sort of crossover shifts. Like I always notice that there's sort of a waning energy and a building energy right around this time. We're kind of in that sort of weird space where the tide isn't flowing in, it isn't flowing out. It's just kind of there trying to make up its mind where it's going to go. And that's kind of how it is in January before the Lunar New Year begins. Now, we did have a beautiful moon here on January 2nd, so I hope you made your new moon wishes. So important to do, something I also cover in the action guide, so that you will be prepared and ready when it's that new moon every month of the year. So let's get started talking about that wonderful tiger, that beautiful solitary creature who is going to be bringing in this new energy that is going to usher in a new change and that brings major shifts. Now, you're going to feel like a big ugly door has been slammed shut because of the past 2 years. And who doesn't mind saying goodbye to 2020 and 2021? I don't. It can go. Please, and don't let that big ugly door hit you on the way out, right? It's the transformative qualities of the water ahead that is going to be like a long drink of water after some very dry and parching kind of years. And I think there's going to be some really good things that come with that water energy, particularly greater environmental concern. I really think that this concern should rise up, and we will see, I believe that's the bright side of the year. But there is a dark cloud on the horizon of 2022, and that one is the 5 yellow. And the 5 yellow moves into the center sector. So what does that mean? It means that is now the lord of the manor, is the 5 yellow. It takes up residence in the center sector. Each year we have a reigning star, and this year that reigning star is the 5 yellow, and it's not the most popular star on the block by any means. And when I talk about stars, what I'm talking about are the types of energy that are going to be working in various parts of your home and in your life. And obviously the 5-star is one that a lot of people, if you know much about feng shui, you know, this is not the greatest star to have around, but it's not the end of everything, I promise you. But it makes us focus on the center because, well, we have to look at what is going to be going on in terms of the way energy relates to us in our relationships, in our money, and in our health. The reigning 5-star is a troublemaker and can bring really extreme difficulties. Now, the last time the 5-star was in the center sector, there was a major typhoon that was Haiyan that devastated the Philippines and had over 5,000 deaths, which were known. I think it was unfortunately a death toll much higher. And in 2004, the 5 yellow was in the center when that awful 9.1 magnitude earthquake caused the Boxing Day. Remember, it was the day after Christmas that happened in Banda Aceh. 20 minutes after this earthquake, there were 100-foot waves that hit the shoreline of Banda Aceh, Indonesia. And this was the one that went out and hit Sri Lanka and India and the Maldives, all over. And it ended up killing over 230,000 people. And at that time, that was a number that we couldn't even imagine. And now we've got over 800,000 deaths from COVID, which is really awful. But let's get back to that 5-star. Let's talk about what the 5 represents. It represents the center, the middle, groundedness. It also represents severe difficulties, major illness, severe accidents, broken bones. And I kid you not, when it came to my mother's door one year, she broke her leg. Yay. She wasn't happy about that, obviously. It can also relate to the center of your body, such as your solar plexus and spine. It can create relationship difficulties, divorce, bankruptcy, a loss of job. And because it flies to the center this year, it means that there's potential for everyone in the house to have difficulties, especially if there's a fireplace or a gas stove located in the center. Anything where there's an actual flame. You'll want to put a pitcher of water near there, or a jug of water or something wherever next to your stove if you've got a gas flame there. This will aggravate the 5-star. This is something that will stir it up. Now, if you've always regretted that you have a bathroom in the center of your home, don't. This is the year that it's going to help you with that 5 yellow. So if you've got a bathroom in the center of your house, a laundry room, a big closet, that is a very good thing. Now, this is also a concern to have this 5 yellow here because it's an earth energy, and earth energies are associated with illness energies. And a concern that we also have is that all the stars, all the energies for each of the corners of our home, or sectors, however you want to call it, goes to its home state. And that means that it's the 4-star is in the corner associated with wealth, the 4 where it lives in the southeast. Each star goes to its home location. And what that means is it's stronger. It's where it likes to be comfortable. It is going to give it more strength if it's a difficult star. It's going to give it more bounty if it's a positive star. So if you've got a positive star at your front door or your bedroom or your home office, that is a fantastic thing, and you'll love that. Now, fun thing about the low shoe square this year, in terms of the way all the numbers are and how they fly to each different corners, they all add up to 15, no matter which direction you add the numbers, which is a 1 + 5 = 6 = heaven. So it's a heavenly arrangement is what I'm trying to get at. It's a heavenly arrangement of stars. So look for that energy that is positive, that you can activate it and spend time there. That's what you're going to want to be doing. Now let's talk about the year in terms of the yang water. This year's water energy is coupled with the wood element of the tiger because it's naturally a wood element. And what that means is that the energies are in a nourishing state in 2022. Now in the past 2 years, they've been in a depleting state because there's been metal, the metal of the year draining the energy like of the earthly ox. So an ox is considered an earth animal, and then we had metal last year, and those two are in a draining situation. This year, the tiger is going to be in a producing state. I think what we're going to see, what works really works and works well, and what doesn't work is just, like dragging the ox in from 2021. It's going to feel that way. That's because this year the water energy of the year's element nourishes the wood. which is this year's zodiac sign's natural element. So we should be expecting increasing concern and care about our environment and our oceans. At least I hope so. I think that's an important thing that I think is going to be a benefit this year. And these elements of wood and water are so important because these are what we have to have for life, right? To have a growing and sustainable world. The environment, global warming, glacial melting, all of this will become in greater focus. And while the space travels of 2021 were exciting and looking beyond our earthly boundaries are exhilarating, it's where we are here now. That center. We are here in the earth. I do believe that space travel and all the space exploration and that's going on right now is going to continue without a doubt. But that centerness of the 5-star, I hope, will fix everyone's gaze on where are we now and what are we doing about our world. And so I think that that's going to be a nice thing about bringing attention back to the center. Let's talk about this 5-star again. Now, we always start with the reigning star because this is the star that has the greatest influence over our year. And the center star represents all members of the household, meaning every person who lives in your home is under the influence of this star. And this year, it's the 5-star. Well, that means, what do I just talk about? It was earth elements create illness. So the 5-star is that potential for illness. Now, the good thing is we are, I think, learning more and more and more about COVID. So I think that that's good. I think next year we're going to see some health return. Now, because the 5-star is associated with illness, I think that we'll continue to learn to manage it and that we're going to get into some kind of a balance and learn how to adapt with living with the COVID virus. I also think it's so important that if you have any way that you can keep the center of your home quiet, I want you to avoid candles and flames and remove all red colors from the center so you don't activate that 5 yellow. You don't want to have, noisy Pictionary games in the middle of your house if you can avoid it, or a big noisy TV. It's best if you can kind of keep that area kind of quiet. Now let's talk about the following energies and what you can expect. So we've talked about that 5 yellow. Obviously, that's something to be thinking about. Its nickname is also called the bone breaker, and that can give you or a clue about how difficult it can be. It's also a harbinger of war, unfortunately. Let's hope that's not the case. I talked all about that, about when the 5 yellow showed up and when wars broke out. That's all in my forecast. So if you like any of that kind of thing, history and all that good stuff, I talk about the history of the 5 yellow, and it's kind of interesting to see how the patterns are in the world with the patterns of the energies in the and I want you to know, when we're talking about stars, we're talking about heavenly influences, stars that, from above that affect and direct our life here below. Now, you want to make sure that you take those precautions with your feng shui remedies. I've outlined everything in the Success Pack. You can get all those details there because this is going to be an hour and a half podcast if I went through everything. Now, let's talk about the other side of this little ugly coin, and that is for the 5 yellow. That is the 2 black illness star. Now, it moves into the southwest corner of the woman of the house, of marriage and love and relationships. The 2 is the younger sister of the 5 yellow, or maybe it's the older sister. I don't know. Maybe the hag. I don't know. The crone. It's also regarded negatively because it is actual illness that comes with the 2-star. And this is not usually something devastating like cancer or something like that, tumors, but nagging health complaints, financial problems, just annoying problems more than anything, and chronic ones. When the 2-star flies into your bedroom, you may find that you're beset with some kind of a chronic cough or a bill that becomes a problem, or one shows up you didn't even know you had, or some problems may get worse instead of better. You can also end up having arguments over money, or women women of the household may have income or health difficulties. Like the 5, we want to keep this corner, the southwest corner, quiet and avoid red colors and candles in this sector. Really important. Now, the 2-star is going to hold sway over sheep and monkey zodiac signs this year. So this year, both signs need to be vigilant about health and handle problems quickly. Now, we could see a return of diseases that we haven't experienced much of in decades, really. Diseases like hantavirus, measles, smallpox, polio, typhus, anthrax could show up, especially in areas of the southwest parts of the country or the world. We could see an epidemic of this type of diseases that we thought were gone that could come up again in parts of the world, especially in South America. Now, despite the seemingly bad luck the 2 brings, if you have a southwest-northeast axis house, you could find that you're doubly blessed this year because there is a configuration of stars that will bring good luck to these houses. And I was glad I had this house. I have a southwest northeast house, and so I'm very, very happy about that this year. I could use a break. I had the southwest front door, and that 3-star at the front door last year was really a trial and a tribulation for a lot of women, feeling very fatigued, very tired, and you should feel better in the year coming ahead, except just watch those little nagging health complaints. Just nip them in the bud before they become a real problem. Now, on with that 3-star, the 3 Jade Argument Star. This is the east corner. It flies to the east corner of the family, the oldest son, health and growth, and it rules like disputes and quarrels, like its name, the 3 Argument Star. You know, have you ever heard of he was green with envy or she was green with envy? This is a cue to what you can expect when the 3 Jade comes along. It's a green envy argument kind of star, picky, one of those picky kind of things. You know what I mean? Like some people that just pick at you. Well, when it comes to quarrels and disputes, the 3-star is usually the source, and its element is wood. And wood is related to anger and bile in the body, and it governs the liver. Now, Saturn is the great taskmaster. It governs the 3-star, and the 3-star is the number that reigns over the rabbit zodiac sign. So its impact on the sign will be greater and more profound. Rabbits may really want to just watch their liver and their health overall. This is something that is a little bit of a concern for rabbits this year, is just really watching their health, especially as it relates to their liver. Interestingly, the 3 Jade, as it's known, also corresponds to family relationships. And we all know that there's no kind of a spat like a family one, and families know how to argue. But now that the 3-star is parking itself for the year in the east corner of the oldest son in the family, it can bring some tiring and maybe trying times for all members of the household. There just could be just a little bit of bickering. Now, this star can also bring up legal problems, gossip, arguing, that kind of thing. So keep the east corner of your home quiet. Don't go clanging and banging around there, but keep it brightly lit. Keeping it brightly lit, adding some candles there, that will help kind of burn through that energy and help hold that down. So that's a good way to manage it. It's a really pretty easy star to manage. You can put in red colors in the east, and that will help. Now, speaking of red, the last star we're going to talk about is the 7 Red Violence Star. Now, this falls in the west sector of children and descendants. Now, the 7 and the west rule the lungs. And in 2022, when this 7 red star moves to the west, it also rules the mouth. And how we've been getting COVID, right? It's like in inhalation from aerosolization from people talking. It's the nose and mouth that is the site and source of infection for us. That's at the point where we get infected. Now, the 7 represents the rooster zodiac sign. So this is the year that the rooster is going to need to get that COVID vaccine, because there's a real potential that you could get, unfortunately, you can get the COVID virus this year. And I'm concerned because it rules children, that this is an energy that could create more problems for children in the pandemic, and we don't want that. The 7 star it's a star that is represented by Venus, but it's the negative qualities of Venus, like expressions with relationships that are difficult, arguments, narcissism, all the stuff that it's all about me, 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 me. Wherever the 7-star falls, it has a tendency to sort of cut off, and loss will follow. This could be cutting off relationships, lopping off jobs, losing members of our family. It is something to be thinking about. There can also be problems with, illness of the lungs. We talked about that. Also, the mouth. You may have more tooth problems if you have a west-facing house. Accidents. Be careful driving. And be careful with any kind of slander or gossip, that kind of thing. It's really important. Now, we did see the 7-star move. It was in the center sector in 2020, and that's right when the pandemic rolled out. So this is one of the reasons why I'm very concerned about the 7 creating problems for children and for roosters. Just take extra precautions and wear your mask, get vaccinated, avoid metal objects, adding metal objects in the west this year because they will add more potency to the west corner. Now let's talk about the good stars. Yay! The ones that we love, the ones that are fun. But 24 minutes in and we've been talking all about all the negative stuff. But, it's one of those things. It's, you got to have insurance on your car. You're probably not going to have an accident, but you have it anyway in case you do, right? And you're probably not going to have a broken bone this year, and you're probably not going to have malicious slander or gossip, but you protect yourself so that you don't. And that's when you can have your mind at ease and rest your mind that you're taking care of those things that need to be taken care of so that you can enjoy all the good things. So let's get started talking about some of the fabulous stuff that we've got this year. And the first thing that comes up is the number 1 star of victory. It flies to the north corner of the career and business and income, generating income. This is a favorable star in annual feng shui and in feng shui in general. And it's associated with the north, with water, with income, with providing opportunities to you for your career or business. It's a number that relates to the ability to triumph over the competition. Because it's in the north, you could also see your own star rise in prominence or enjoy greater success. And this is especially true if you have a north front door or a bedroom, or if you spend lots of time in a north corner room. The 1 star is also a winning star. This is a corner that's so important in your house. And if you have an important room in your house, like a bedroom or home office, be sure to compete, enter drawings, buy a lottery ticket or two. Never can hurt, right? If you've got if you've got a bedroom or a front door in the north, you're going to love it this year. There's lots of great positives that will bring opportunities for generating wealth. There's also a good benefit for rats. It's also transformational. You may see life look very, very different. If this is your bedroom or front door, life will look very, very different next year. This is going to be the year when it all changes for you. And I like that, especially if you felt like, you've just been stuck in concrete for the last 2 years. It's possible that you'll find new opportunities through promotion, new job opportunities, and maybe you can start a whole new career. Now, the 1 dark cloud on the horizon is the 3 killings. This is an affliction that moves to a different cardinal direction each year, depending upon the zodiac sign as the sign of the year. And because it's a tiger, well, that means that this year, the 3 killings moves to the north. Now, what does that mean? It means that you basically just don't want to sit with your back to the north. Otherwise, you could be overcome or beset with problems such as major job problems, money problems, relationship difficulties, bankruptcy, and at the worst case, loss of a family member. And we don't want that. So very important that you keep in mind, just don't sit with your back to the north and you're going to be in good shape. If you can, face north. That's even better. Let's talk about the prosperity star. Yep, the money star. It moves to the northeast sector of wisdom, education, and learning. Now, everyone's always anxious to activate this star because it's star wealth. Who isn't? The 8th wealth star brings opportunities for financial gain, good fortune, and it makes this corner of your house the most fortunate. This star is ruled by the planet Saturn and its benevolent qualities, and it's also ruled by the sun. The planet Saturn is called the taskmaster or teacher planet, but it's also the planet of reward because whenever you've worked hard at something, Saturn rewards you. The 8th star is associated with the ox and tiger signs, so the tiger sign being the sign of the year, Both signs should see recognition and good fortune in this year and opportunity. So your world could just be your oyster in 2022, Ox and Tiger. I know you've been waiting a long time for that brass ring to come back around to you. So wherever that 8-star flies, this is the best location for your front door, for your bedroom, for your home office, whatever, your living room, wherever you can spend time in the Northeast where this star is flying to. This is going to bring you some wonderful energies in 2022 and some enhanced prosperity. Now, make sure that you spend time there and try to activate this with lights, keep it well lit, and add beautiful things like a wealth bulb. Now, let's talk about the 6th heavenly blessing star. We love that because this star is a star that can bring sudden windfalls. And this is moving to the sector of the Northwest, which is the breadwinner, the man of the house, the helpful people sector. We love that. The 6th star is one of the most favored and highly regarded of all the stars. It has a beautiful energy that bestows favor. It brings you achievements, power, prestige, influence. Yeah, those are some nice things, right? Yes, I'll have 1 from column A and 15 from column B, right? Perhaps, though, the best of all its favors are the windfalls and the opportunities that just come out of the blue. I mean, hey, who couldn't use those, right? Better still, the 6th star lands in the Northwest sector of helpful people. That means heaven people that will be coming into your life. And these can be people that do anything from fix a flat tire to being a great doctor to fix a health problem you've had, maybe a lawyer, an agent, a realtor, a mentor, anyone of influence. This is someone that you're going to want to rub shoulders with. Now, when it's arriving in the Northwest sector for 2022, it's like a big cosmic shower of meteors to rain down all kinds of great blessings to you. And that it's in its home sector, well, it makes it especially welcome and doubly influential. It's like a big white sparkling diamond, and it is ruled by the planet Venus. So maybe if diamonds are in your future, this is especially meaningful if you have a Northwest house. Northwest house is it's a great door-facing direction, bedroom direction, because it rules attraction and relationships. So having this here means meaningful and beneficial relationships can be formed this year that is almost like a guardian angel. Think of the 6 stars, this kind of assistance. It comes from heaven. So it's a wonderful star, and it's going to benefit dog and pig zodiac signs this year. So you might just be a lottery winner this year if you're a pig or a dog, or maybe you'll receive an unexpected inheritance, or you'll make a killing in the stock market. Any of those things could happen. Now let's talk about the 9 star. This is the 9 star of future prosperity. It's moving to the south sector of social status, fame, recognition, and friendships. Now, the 9 star as a star of future prosperity means that you want to be thinking, especially if you have a prominent south sector in your home, you want to be thinking about ways that you can be making money in the future. This is a really good time for you to work on your financial plans, especially if you have a south-facing house or a south bedroom. This is a great year for you to be thinking about growing in ways that you can grow in your influence, grow in your recognition, in your status. You know, this is one of those stars that it's the fun star in that it brings material rewards. Things like, nice cars, pretty jewelry, fun trips, things like that. And who doesn't love that? Now, the 9 star is actually ruled by Mercury and the moon. And in the year of the tiger, the horse, who's an ally of the tiger, will doubly benefit from the 9 star because this is a star that represents the horse sign. So if you're a horse, even if you're not a horse, make a plan for how you can get growing here. This is an energy that is going to continue to grow, and we're going to change over year after next. In 2024 will no longer be the period of 8, will be the period of 9. And we don't have to worry about that now. But I just wanted to let you know about that. Just a fun little fun fact. Feng Shui fun fact. And look for opportunities for money to come through acquaintances, people you know, who you network with. Get out there and get on that LinkedIn profile and make some contacts there. This this is where you can make money for the future. So I really like that very much. Do lots of socializing and entertaining if you can, safely, obviously. Now, you also may see your home enlarge. It could be from adding a pet, maybe a child returns from college, maybe you get pregnant. It's also called the pregnancy star, or maybe you actually enlarge your home, but you will see change. If this is your bedroom or your front door, the 9 star is called the multiplying star. It will multiply whatever it is in your life. It will change your life and enlarge it, so that you've got that to look forward to. Now we're on the very, very last star, and I know we're a little bit longer today, but we got a lot to cover here. Now the 4 star, this is what we haven't talked about yet, and it's the star of romance and education luck, and it flies to the southeast corner of wealth, assets, and the oldest daughter. This is a beautiful star. It's gotten a bad reputation because some people link it to sexual promiscuity, infidelity, that kind of thing. Well, yeah, that's always there, right? It always is. But my feeling is the 4 star is the star of wine and roses. Who can't use some of that? I mean, we need some romance and rose-colored glasses. I would love to strap on a pair of goggles right now that are rose-colored. At this point, I think we could all use some hearts and flowers. Can we not? I mean, I know I can. I'm always looking for something lovely and beautiful and tender and sweet. Now, let's talk about how the 4 star is going to affect your life, because it's your money that we're talking about. Now, with the year of the tiger's water energy, this is going to create a blossoming effect with the southeast. If you've got a southeast bedroom or a front door, wowzer, look out. You got a great year coming up for all kinds of growth, love. You may even see the spark of romance be lit again between you and your honey. If this is your front door or your bedroom is located here, this is one of the stars that I personally love. We want it to grow because it will create for us a garden of wealth. And being in its home location in the southeast, this star is going to be extra happy. In fact, it's going to be doubly happy. And that is a great thing. If you've never looked at investing, this is the year to do it. This is the year to get involved with that and just start looking at how you can start building assets. Look for property to own, that kind of thing. You never know what could happen, but you've got to start putting your eye in that direction, because there is energy that will support you this year. It's a great time to look at your finance and double down on creating a plan to grow them. Now let's talk about some other things the 4 star does. It's a wonderful number associated with public relations, writing. We talked about blooming romance and luck. I especially like it for anyone who's in the creative fields. This could be an actor, a speaker, salesperson, writers, bloggers, social media mavens. This brings you great luck this year. So if this is your front door, or you have a strong southeast sector, boost that area with some activations, like some pretty plants. A jade plant, especially, is well known for being good luck. This is also great for students and teachers because the 4 is associated with educational and scholastic luck. But let's talk about some more of the fun stuff. The 4 stuff. It is 4 stuff. The 4 star will bring romance, educational benefits to the whole family, but especially to the oldest daughter in every family. So maybe an engagement will be impending this year. And dragons and snakes, if you felt like the last couple of years were pretty dry, I think this is the time to spiff up your image and maybe do a little polishing on your online dating app that, get a new picture, try a new hairstyle, something like that. This is the year to do it, because dragons and snakes, I am happy to report, there's some real potential there for you. Just do your part, and I think energy will do the rest. Now, because the 4 star is in its home location and is strengthened by the water energy of the tiger, I think we could see a baby boom, and we'll see more dating, actual dates where people go to a place and meet each other. And there's also more opportunities to build up some of the wealth that's been drained by the past 2 years of the pandemic. I think that it's a really beautiful start to have in the southeast because it reminds me of a bouquet of flowers. And that's one of the things that I have done diligently ever since the pandemic started. Oh, I said stopped. Ooh, from my lips to God's ears, right? Ever since the pandemic started, I've bought fresh flowers every single week. And that's been the thing that I've done to make sure that we have live, fresh, vibrant, beautiful energy in the home to make us all feel good and give us a little spark of yang and health and beauty. That never hurts. And if you could do something like that this year, I think it'd be wonderful. If you want to put flowers in the center of your home because of the 5 yellow, you can certainly do that. I like orchids quite a bit, but I also like white flowers. White and blue flowers are especially helpful. Just no big bouquets of red roses. Or put those somewhere else. Maybe. You can put them in the east corner. That'll be just fine. Well, there you have it. We've talked about all the energies and all the stars, where they're going, what they're doing. There is so much more to tell you about this year. I wish I had time to talk another 30 minutes because there's a lot of energy that I know everyone wants to know about, but you can get all that information in my Year of the Tiger Feng Shui Forecast and Success Pack. And it has an action guide in it that you can have printed off. I just got mine done online at FedEx Kinko's, and they're sending it to me tomorrow. And it will help you plan out your year so that you are taking advantage of energy and that you know exactly what's coming down the pike at all times, all year long. And you can be ready and to take advantage of all the good stuff and protect yourself too. Listen, thanks for joining me after a 2-week vacation. I really needed a little time off from the podcast and from my newsletter. It's always good that we have balance in our life. And that's one thing I wish for you this year in 2022. And that is balance and harmony in your life. It is so important that we take time to honor ourselves, honor our needs, and to not feel like we can do just one more thing, because sometimes it's just that one more thing that pushes us over the edge. So don't do that. I need you to be here with me all year long. And this is a year that, if there's one more thing to do that you can do without, then do without it. I find that, sometimes we pressure ourselves to do way too much. And instead, I'm asking you, honor yourself, honor your time, and give yourself the rest and balance and harmony in your life that I know you need, that we all need, right? All right, have a great week. I'll talk to you next week on 5 Minute Feng Shui.
The Year of the Tiger is coming, and I can't wait to talk with you about what all is in store. We have a clean sweep, a transformational year of water energy with the Water Tiger in 2022. That means big change is coming. No longer will we have the stricture and constriction of the metal years that we've just come out of with COVID and the pandemic. We have got a clean sweep of energy coming in next year. And I can't wait to tell you all about it in my 2022 Year of the Tiger Feng Shui Forecast and Success Pack. Stay tuned right here for a release date that's coming soon.